You like to talk, right? Yeah, yeah. I also, I also like to talk. I mean, you both like to talk. That's the thing. It's easy. Speak a couple words, you know, communicate. But do you know what's harder? The other side of the spectrum. Listening. I don't know. It's just like using your ears, right? Paying attention. But it's so key in a communication or a conversation to also listen instead of just talking. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy, right? You just want to talk. You didn't sign up for this listening business. In fact, they should be listening to you. But it's a one-way street. You have to listen to have a conversation, right? Take, for example, if someone's talking real loud, right? Trying to get somebody's attention and trying to have a good point, but no one's paying attention to them or listening to them, what's the point of talking, right? If you're having a conversation with somebody and they're not listening, you're just wasting breath. And so it's so crucial for the conversation to work at all. You have to have a conversation. But I think what's also important is that you have to have something to talk about. Because you have to seek to be understood and then to be, seek to understand, then to be understood, which is our next habit, which is number 5. And I think that it's one of the most important ones. For somebody to have a true conversation with somebody, they need to understand what they're talking about, and they need to understand what the other person is also, like, communicating to them back. For us to grow, we need to have conversations. We need to listen and add on to something, because otherwise, you just won't get anywhere. And personally, I've had a couple situations when people were like ignoring me when I was trying to give a good point or like trying to get their attention, which sounds pretty bad now that I'm saying it out loud, but still, nonetheless, when you talk to somebody, when I talk to somebody, I would expect them to at least listen or like understand what I'm saying beforehand. But that's not always what happened, because middle school people are at that time pretty douchey, right? But they would not understand, and then they would expect me to understand them in return, which usually I wouldn't. Which you couldn't blame me. They didn't understand me. They didn't want to understand me, so I would not understand them back. So you had to have mutual ground. If you don't, then what's the point of having a conversation in the first place? And this could happen with more than one person. It could be a group communicating and seeing other people's sides and their views of things. Because if you only want to see your side of the thing, or your side of the story, then it's only your side. You don't get the full view, the full spectrum. You only see one color instead of the rainbow. And that kind of goes into our next kind of part of this thing, is listening to other sides of stories. If you go on one person's story, then you're only looking at a 2D picture, right? You're only looking at a picture frame. But then when you get to see other parts of the story and different sides of it, then you get to truly see a whole entire, like, 3D object. If, like, take for example, a cube. One person's point of view, it could be just a square. So they describe it's a thing with 4 sides and they're all equal. That's a square, right? But then when you get from other people's perspective, they might have a different angle. They might see 3 sides and be like, it has a top and it has 2 sides and they seem like they're all equal lengths. And you keep on going, and then you might be able to see that this is a cube. Without all of those perspectives, you would only see the square. And if we kept on going with only the square, we would never get the information that we need to understand something. And so that'll be just to do it. That's my point, and that's the video. That this would be vlog number 5. Done.